You already know here in Southern California, it is a nice, beautiful day. Nice, warm day. Nice day to be enjoying it, right? Not too hot. It's just lovely. But if you're going to be out there because it is the weekend, make sure, you be aware of your surroundings and stay safe because it's crazy and hectic still, at least in the southern portion of California. It still be going down like James Brown on this side of town. No joke. But it doesn't seem to be as bad as like other days, right? But nonetheless, it's still pretty bad, right? Because obviously you're always going to have individuals that are going to look to cause or take advantage at least of the scenarios. That's just the way it is. What's cracking like Mr. Pasas de Philly up in the casa? Was good, Loke? What you doing, Loken and Token? It's the wild, wild west. No will. What's cracking like Derek? The homie Death Row? Woo woo. That's right, just getting ready to make the Skrilla illa payday. That's right, motivation. Gotta get that pay. Because Dre Day only met Easy's payday. He said we're gonna have cowboys out there cowboying. Round him up, little cowboy. Yeehaw! Sadio payday. Big Cubo Firme Friday. That's right. Israel versus Iran. Sadio. I seen that. And it was a pretty big deal what they did. You know what I mean? I heard that they killed one of their high military officials, right? Somebody who actually held, some type of status to him, right? So, whenever you kill those type of people, then it's not gonna get any better, right? Shit's only gonna go downhill from here now. When you kill somebody like that from the opposite side, then there's no more talk of peace, bro. It's just on and cracking now. So we're gonna see. So shit's about to get real. Oh, real quick. So we got what? India versus Pakistan. We got Russia versus Ukraine. We got Israel versus Iran. We got. Well, this can't be good. Well, this ain't looking good. Hanging there on my new schedule, trying to adjust. I feel you, bro. The first week is always going to be the roughest. Wanted to ask you, why don't Raza want to wait the process to become a U.S. citizen? Maybe the waiting list is long. Also, we have to keep in mind, we don't know their situation, right? Maybe there's some problems, where they're living at. Maybe they're being threatened. Maybe, they're in some type of danger or in some type of hurry where they need to, just come over here, right? Because we don't know people's scenarios and situations, right, on why they do what they do, right? But for all we know, it could be numerous reasons of why they don't choose to wait, right? And then when people say, well, when they've been over here for so long, how come they just didn't go get their papers fixed? And it's like, well, see, if you come here illegally, right? If you come here illegally and now you've been here for like, let's say, fucking 10 years, and now you want to go fix your papers the right way, most people are scared that once they go to fix their papers the right way, that since they came here illegally, they're automatically going to get deported back to Mexico, which is most likely is what will happen. Right? So they just choose not to. Because 9 times out of 10, that probably is what's going to happen. And they're going to be like, why'd you get over here? Well, see, I came here illegally, and then they're going to be like, well, pack it up. So, you know what I'm saying? So está cabrón. But like I said, if they already been here for like 30 years and never committed a crime, let them be here. Why the fuck are you going to deport them for? Bro, they've been here for fucking 40 years, bro, never committed a goddamn crime. Let them chill, bro. What the fuck? You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. Pero bueno. No, man, that's a waste of money. We're wasting so much money on that. Yeah, your fucking papi's over here throwing himself a parade. Look at how much that shit's costing. Fucking first president to ever throw himself a parade, bro. What about that? What about all that money being spent right there? We're talking millions of dollars of your taxpayer money. There. How come you ain't saying nothing about that? Cheers, vatos. Trump's gonna deport you. That fool's my uncle, bro. That fool can't deport me. That fool's my Siamese twin. That fool's the original annoying orange. Shout out North, Fresno, South, Baja California, Raza, Serio. Shout out to everybody and their mother. They're going to for Serio weekend coming up. Oh yeah, the No Kings, no? Heard that shit's gonna be on and cracking. Trying to take, attention away from Donald Trump's parade. And even if he does only get a small crowd, he's still gonna say that it was the biggest crowd. You guys should have seen it. The most biggest crowd I had ever seen. The biggest crowd. I don't think there has ever been a parade with a bigger crowd than that one, I have to say. And did you know that I'm the first president to ever have a parade? Oh, it's phenomenal. And it's like, well, yeah, it's because you're throwing it for yourself, you goofball. I bet you he's going to say that. I was the only president with a parade. Like, well, yeah, because you threw it for yourself. Who throws themselves their own parade, bro? A parade's something that they throw for you. It's not something you throw for yourself, you fucking... Oh, God. Shit is funny. If you have a DUI or charges, they can deny your citizenship application. Yes, this is very true. Shit, even unpaid parking tickets. At this point. Now it's because, okay, look. Obama deported more people than any other president. Obama has deported the most people out of any president. This is a fact. And it's not even close, right? Now, so immigration and ICE, this is nothing new what they're doing, right? Deporting people. This is nothing new. Like I said, when Obama was president, he deported the most people. But why didn't they make a big deal when Obama was deporting people and now they're making a big deal about Trump? Well, here's a perfect logical explanation. The reason why people weren't making an uproar when Obama was doing it is that Obama was doing it the proper way, right? They would get warrants for these individuals specifically that they're looking to deport, right? Of these businesses. They would go to the businesses already with the warrants in hand, hand it to them. We're here to only pick up Carlos, Jesus, Manuel, and Jose. That's it. And then we dip. And then they were like, all right, well, go do your thing. So they picked up, Samuel, Jose, and they would dip. That's it. Trump doesn't let nobody know nothing. They give no paperwork. They just storm into any building and they start just grabbing anybody and questioning them if they're a citizen. You get me? Breaking all kinds of laws in the process. And these individuals know it because anytime immigration goes to any company, right? Any facility, they have proper procedures for these types of things, right? And paperwork has to get exchanged. The reason why they're making an uproar is that they're going in there and they don't even know who these individuals are. They don't even know if they're actually fucking ICE. You get me? They're coming in with masks and everything, which they're not supposed to. Keep that in mind as well, right? You're supposed to know, who you're dealing with here in America. That's how it works here in America. You know who you're dealing with. It's not fucking Mexico. It's not fucking Uganda. You know what I'm saying? But, so it's like, I don't know. Trump just, like I said, bro, he's just doing whatever the fuck he wants. Bro, people are getting arrested at a press conference for asking a question. At a press conference. A press conference is where you ask questions, but they're getting arrested for asking the wrong questions, I guess. Oh, they didn't know he was a fucking senator. They didn't know he was a senator. He didn't only fucking say he was a senator. But even before, let's say he even said he was a senator, right? Well, you're in this room, right, with the one that's in charge of Homeland Security, right? So I would figure security would check everybody when they're letting them in to this area, right? Because if they didn't even know who the fuck he was, also, anybody could just go in there. Anybody could get close to the one that's in charge of Homeland Security then? Also, they're just allowing anybody up in that bitch then. No, right? Y'all motherfuckers knew who you had in there. You had to. Right? If not, shit, I would be, worried about their security. Right? But obviously they knew who they fucking had in there. So they knew that motherfucker wasn't just some stranger. He was just asking the questions that they didn't want to, they didn't want to be asked. And they put that fool in cuffs. I know that they didn't arrest him, but they did put him in cuffs, right? And threw him on the ground. And it's like, what? For asking a question at a press conference? Wasn't that the purpose of a press conference? They take questions? I guess. This shit is crazy. Trump is crazy. Oh, if I were to be civilians, I would definitely be worried, bro. I would be definitely worried because he just seems to be doing whatever the fuck he wants now. Serio. I ain't even playing. Goodbye, democracy. Hello. Nah, I wouldn't even say he's a tyrant because he's not really a tyrant. Right? I guess we could say he's socialist. No. Fascist? Maybe more fascist than anything else. We'll see. Donald Trump kind of wakes up. It depends on his mood on the day. That bro's like a mood ring. Said hello. Hello there. And then they can't become citizens. Serio. We've been getting along with whites for a while. What do you mean with whites? No, that's what I'm saying. Whites is not even the problem. I don't even know why people always target white people. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's one of the things that always blows my mind too. Like, what? Like, what do white people have anything to do with anything, bro? You mean the establishment? It's crazy. Right here at work, we can't even say ice no more, bro. Because how we deal with ice, now we gotta say fucking yellow right here, bro. Because, we say ice, bro, and people start running already, homie. Shit is crazy. Right? So now we gotta say yellow. Because if you say ice, bro, people start fucking, their heart starts racing, bro. You might have a heart attack up in this bitch. The store that I normally go to, right? They told me that yesterday that immigration was chasing 5 individuals, right? And they tried to run into his liquor store or whatever the fuck. But they, they didn't get the chance to open the door, right? And they got them right there. They were chasing these 5 Mexican guys. I don't know why. I don't know if they were documented or not documented. I don't know. I was just like, serio? That's crazy. Ice rate's been happening before. Why people surprised? Because of how he's going about it, how Trump is going about it. He's going about it and like I said, Obama wasn't how could I say Obama was actually deporting like criminals and bad people, though. He wasn't just going and deporting just like random people, He was actually, focusing on, bad individuals, like the bad individuals. Because see, Trump's agenda is not actually to deport, and we'll get to why, I think this, right? But Trump, his agenda wasn't to deport criminals and gangs. That's what he was saying, right? But Trump's agenda to Homeland Security and to these ICE agents is to deport as many people as possible. To deport as many people as possible. That is their agenda. To be able to say that they deported yada, yada, yada numbers, right? Like, I don't know, like 200,000 people, right? But he's looking to hit a big number. So that means anybody. He doesn't give a fuck who it is, bro. He just wants to stack up the numbers, right? Because, I mean, if somebody's really going to review each and every person he's deported, woo, by the time you get done, good luck, right? So he knows that. So by him just being able to say that he deported like 300,000, right? It could have been kids, elderly, criminal. You know what I mean? But that's their agenda, to deport as many people as possible. That's why right now they're just taking even tips. If people are giving tips that there's illegal immigrants working wherever, right? Without even actually really knowing, they actually go to the fucking locations because they're looking to, hit their quote, whatever the quote that Donald Trump said, right? Now, where it became a problem, right? Like, let's say here in California, right? The Farmers Union, right? Which brings billions of dollars, right? It's $1 billion, business. So now it's been affected because of these raids, right? Because, the workers ain't coming to work. And keep in mind that these are workers that have work permits, right? But they're even getting deported. That's why they're scared to go to work, right? So they did everything the right way, yet they're still getting deported, which is crazy. So it started affecting the revenue of money to the point where Trump, to my surprise, he did a tweet yesterday where he actually said, okay, I seen that our raids are kind of hurting the farming business, right? So that he was going to talk to his team, and that they were just going to focus now on the criminals and the bad guys because, well, yeah, bro, no shit that this was going to affect the economy. No shit this was going to now fucking put a dent in your shit. Come on now, bro. It's common sense, bro. It took this now for you to be fucking losing so much money for you to finally realize, oh, damn, this might have not been a good idea. You think? That's what these fuckers been telling your stupid ass. But you were so high in your high horse, bro, that you didn't want to hear nobody. Now you're like, maybe we should just focus on the criminals. Oh, yeah. Right? Because these workers are hard to replace because there's not a line of people lining up to take these jobs, bro. There's not. And like one of the guys who actually voted for Trump, who has a business in Florida, who's actually now he's about to lose his business, right? Because they deported a gang of and he voted for Trump. They deported a gang of his fucking employees, right? That he's going to have to close up his business because he can't replace those individuals. It's not as easy replacing that many people all at once, right? Because he thought he said that the people he hired, they have their visa, they have their work permits, right? So they did everything the legal way, so he doesn't know why they were deported. And like I said, this is a Trump supporter. This is a Republican saying this. Yeah, because you can't trust the words that motherfucker says, bro. He don't care. Do whatever the fuck he wants. He's not here to please you. He said he was in a deporting of people. That's what he's going to do. Whether it's women, children, whether they're your employees, whoever the fuck it is, he doesn't care. Shit is crazy, though. That vato's a trip. Out here in my small farming town, Central Cal, 3 white new vehicles are patrolling. They have front bumper rails. Oh, yeah, that's no bueno. Oh, but no green light. Okay, all right. Probably maybe security or something. What do you think about Skywalker, Darth Vader into the dark side? Well, I mean, he's a good manipulator, right? He already seen that, he had some fucking, he was already harboring some evil emotions, right? Just exploited them. Which eventually led to his downfall, but so how ironic. Technically, he was a prophecy. Because he actually did end up killing him. Oh, no, wait, he was still alive because of the other movies? Raycon, fuck it. I heard has... Cheers, camarada. Cheers! They did a deal a week ago, and he's back here. No mames. Damn, my boy. Hey, who's your deal's plug, homie? Shoot it. Shoot it. That fool's got the good connect. Damn. Last week. That was back already. Damn, my boy. Are you sure he don't got papers? Well, that fool's got the best plug out there, bro. Hey, my boy didn't even sleep, huh? That fool said he called it a vacation. Shit, homie, tell that fool to shoot that plug. Yellow, serio. You gotta say yellow, because if not, vatos start running. Se paniquean. Like, no mames, güey, ¿en serio? Like, el hielo, pendejo. No. Like, oh. Pues ya sabes cómo está la cosa ahorita y tú acá jugando. Pinches vatos ya todos cagados, ¿verdad? Del miedo. no te paniques, carnal. The Nebraska meat plants. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Police ain't got nowhere. Star Trek, Star Wars. I have never watched. I tried to watch Star Trek, right? I really didn't like understand it, right? The movie, right? Like I zoned out like midway out of the movie. I was just like, oh. The newer one, the one that just recently came out not that long ago. Yeah, I just did not find it interesting at all. I don't know. Maybe I have to like see it all from the start or whatever, but I didn't really find it interesting. Star Wars sold the fuck out of this. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that there's that many Star Wars fans. You know, I mean, Star Wars. You know, the movies are pretty cool, right? But I'm not gonna say like, oh, like I'm like into it, right? But they're pretty dope. I wouldn't say that the movies are like badass, right? They're cool. I don't know. Maybe they're too long for me. I don't know. It would be more cool if they had more like battle scenes and shit like that. If they were focusing more on the war part of shit than the political whatever shit that they have going on. Darth Vader killed his Imperial officer that failed and did something he did. Yeah, but that's all bad guys though. That's all the bad guys, the main honchos. That's what they always do. You know, you come up short, you get clipped. I mean, shit. In real life, that's how it really was too. Hitler would do the same thing when, you know, when one of Hitler's generals didn't, if he did something he didn't like, he would have him killed. Saddam Hussein as well. Saddam Hussein, you know, used to love to do that. Stalin as well, right? You failed them, you would lose. You would lose your life. These individuals are based off of real people's behaviors. Star Wars is great. I'm just saying Star Wars. I'm just saying Star Wars. Hater. Star Wars, it's cool. It's cool. Like if a movie of Star Wars comes out in theater, I'm not like, oh, let's go see it, right? Maybe if you know we ain't got nothing to do, we'll go catch it or something like that, right? Compared to like, let's say it's a fucking a Marvel movie or some shit, then it's like, oh shit, let's go see it, or DC or some shit like that. Which is rare because, like I said, I hardly like movies in general, right? I prefer documentaries. I like documentaries. I like when they talk about like real events, real individuals, right? Serial killers, like real people that really existed. When we're talking about real events, not make believe, not like sometimes it's cool, like all the action and everything's touching on, right? But I'm not really into movies. I don't really like movies. I prefer, like I said, real life things. When people are like, man, this shit is boring watching this documentary. Like, bro, this shit really happened, though. Yes, I get it doesn't have the pizzazz of Hollywood, right? But this shit's some shit that really did happen, though. And that's me. That's more interesting, bro. Like, Freddy Krueger's cool, bro. But this Vato killed 48 people and he actually really existed. Right here in this documentary. So, I don't know. Freddy Krueger's cool. That's just fictional, bro. This motherfucker right here, motherfucker killed like 100 people, bro. In real life. So, I don't know. Prefer watching this. But then I hate when they grab, like, the plot of something that really happened and then they add the Hollywood to it, right? They add a bunch of shit that really didn't even happen, right? And it's like, why'd you have to fucking, put in a bunch of other crap? I get it. They have to Hollywoodize it, right? But it's like it fucks up the actual, um, um, like the actual real story that happened. I low-key want to go to Paris just to see. Serio? Paris? I don't know. Is it nice? Well, isn't that the most romantic place, según lo que dicen los güeyes? I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I heard. Vampire Slayer. Van Helsing? As a matter of fact, well, there's people that have been, and probably where the myth of vampires came from. There's actually individuals out there. I forgot the name of the disorder, right? But they love, like, blood gets them aroused, right? It gets them, to climax. As crazy as that may sound, right? But they like blood, right? It gets them, it gets their kinks going. Strange, but it's a real disorder, right? So there's individuals that would kill people and fucking drink their blood, right? And they would arrest these individuals and they're covered in blood and shit like that, right? So you can see where the myth of vampires could have, possibly came from, right? Um, because imagine being a law enforcement officer and walking into some shit like that, right? You're just like, what the fuck? Because they have actually walked in on people fucking chewing on other people's fucking necks. And no, not because they thought that they were vampires, but because they had the disorder. Blood will get them fucking, to climax. I know, it's strange, but shit like this really does happen. There's people that climax on shit, bro. Shit. They're eating shit, rubbing shit. They like it. Gets them horny. I don't know. It's a weird world. There's people that have foot fetishes. There's people that have fucking vomit fetishes, peeing fetishes. P. Diddy, oil fetishes. Oil and lube fetishes. I don't know, man. Like I said, bro, people are just weird in this world. What can I say? The more you try to understand the human brain, the more lost you'll get. And it's like, damn, this world is just, it's crazy. Hollywood want to possess into the document. Yeah, I know, because they're looking to sell. Because, yeah, normally the normal person, if they don't see like some type of explosion or some shit like that, then they're just not entertained. Especially with the fucking, attention span that nowadays people have, right? They get bored easily. Everything has to be over the top. That's why, Fast and the Furious ended up in outer space. The reason for that? Please remember to hit the like. It would help the channel, and I would appreciate it. I want to go because it's Paris and the Eiffel Tower. I want to go to. Nah, I feel you. That actually, there's really no place that I would want to go like that. Maybe New Zealand, right? I seen some shit where it's all grassy and the fucking water looks chingon. Maybe just to New Zealand to check it out for maybe like about 30 minutes and then come back. We ain't trying to do all that. I can't. It's just I don't know. I can't see myself driving along the fucking the coast side of these people's fucking countries and just looking at nature's beauty and you know what I mean. That's just not my thing. I'd rather be posted in the neighborhood drinking with the homies. I'm not gonna lie. I just rather do that. I find that more entertaining. Like that, bro. Do you really want to be there? Like, yes, bro. That's where I like to be. It's where I feel comfortable. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. Not to sound cool, but that's just what it is. That's literally how I feel. I ain't gonna lie. Like just driving to get there, I get a piece of my mind is at ease. I get a peace of mind. I feel like I'm at home. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, right? But that's how it is. And not to be cool or or to sound gangster, but that's just naturally how I feel for the reasons. You never left California, huh? Nah. Well, at least not willingly. Do you fuck with Lord of the Rings? Yeah, the war scenes are chingon. I like the battle scenes. Those shits are badass. See, Fast and the Furious used to be cool when it was about cars, bro. But then, yeah, that shit got fucking Mission Impossible. Like, hey, bro, all you fools are street racers, right? But how did you guys learn how to fucking hack into fucking government buildings and fucking, like, where you guys get all this tech for all this shit? Like, when did you guys learn all this shit, though? Like, you guys are, like, more trained than fucking, like, special op agents and shit. Like, where'd you pick up those skills? Where'd you get your training from? Motherfuckers over here fucking diving off of buildings and everything. It's like, I wonder where they learned that. Because, I mean, they were just, people from the streets that were just street racers, right? Like, so when exactly did they become, like, these fucking, tech savvy, top of the line, fucking spies? Plot armor or what? All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.